All right. Well, I said 7. Well, sorry, 10 o'clock Eastern, but I'm like, I'm ready. Let's go. So yeah, my Japanese class was canceled tonight. I actually enrolled in this it's beginner 3, I think, out of the local Japanese community center here in Seattle, and it's an online course. And I had my first one last week and realized, oh my gosh, I am so behind. I have so much to learn. All the good stuff. I'm sorry, my hat is bothering me. Um, so yeah, I decided that I would bone up. I have spreadsheets and resources. Some of my friends who've studied Japanese before helped out and provided some great resources. I got my textbook. I got my Genki workbook, which maybe we'll do some stuff out of this too eventually. This is the text that we're using and workbook associated for the course. So I am going to do WaniKani because I'm way behind, but I also thought I might start with some basic stuff. So let me actually change the screen share because this is for, oh wait, it's not running. Oh no, it doesn't let me do this. I thought it would give me an app to screen share my Kindle reader, but it does not. But that's fine. We can. Oh wait, actually, there it is. It just had to be okay. Weird. All right. Sorry, learning about this stuff. Oh, that's tiny. Let's make that a little bigger here. Hold on. So I'm trying to do this both as a way to remind myself, but also do provide teaching and instruction for anyone who's interested. And these. Oh, cat's all upset. These are terms that you absolutely could use and need when you go to Japan, or just speaking Japanese in general. So I want to go through these real quick, just talk about what each one is, how you would use it, what it means, etc. And then we'll go into WaniKani and do some vocab and kanji practice. So in Japanese, you say different things when you are greeting people at different times of the day. We've pretty much probably in the West all heard konnichiwa, which is literally this day. So kon, nichi, and then wa is sort of a particle that just gets tacked on. So kon, nichi, wa. So this is what you would say pretty much just whenever during the day itself, but not in the morning because there's a separate greeting for that. And that's the first one on the list here, Ohio. So it's basically like Ohio, the state, right? But with a long O at the end. So Ohio. And so this is all, by the way, not the kanji. The Genki doesn't throw kanji at you at first. And this is actually the beginning of the textbook. I'm also, just if you have Genki and you want to follow along, I'm using edition 3 because that was what was required. So that's what I have. But yeah, Ohio is good morning. And I've heard different things. I think pretty much like 10 a.m. or earlier is Ohio time. And I got to use this when I was in Japan. When I would go on base for my work, I would get to greet some of the Japanese workers, in the hall. And a lot of times I wouldn't initiate conversation, but they would just say Ohio, or actually the more formal. And a formal is just like a way of being more polite. And, I like to think of Japan as kind of like the American South. We tend to be a little more polite and overly honorific, even if underneath all of that pretense, we actually mean something entirely different. So think pretense, think flowery language is a sign of respect. But in Japanese, it's just that's how it is. You want to give respect to people, especially if they're maybe your elders or people you admire or look up to or whatever. Oh, hey, Dan. What are you laughing at? I should turn my going live off now that I realize it's still on. It's good to see you, even if it's through this. So Ohio gozaimasu, the gozaimasu part is the honorific. So Ohio gozaimasu, and you kind of linger on the mas. You don't add a U. It's totally flowery. I mean, it's flowery in that it's florid. It's extra. It's extra. I like that. It's extra. It's just you're being a little extra to be polite. Again, very Southern, right? But Ohayo gozaimasu, and there's actually a pitch that I don't have correct, that you'll hear. People always say mas, in a certain pitch, which is interesting because when I was taught Japanese in college, they didn't talk about the pitch whatsoever. We heard it, which is probably the best way to learn it. Is just hear it and repeat it. But either way, there is a pitch that you'll pick up if you watch some anime. You'll get there. Or if you have a textbook like this, you can play the audio clips. So yeah, Ohayo gozaimasu is the way to be polite and say good morning. Konnichiwa. There's no gozaimasu. It's just konnichiwa. And that's just basically all day. So if it's before like 10, like it's really morning, you just don't want to say konnichiwa. But I don't think anyone's going to be upset at you. It's just not the right thing. And similarly at night, I think there's going to be a point after it gets dark that you're not going to really want to say konnichiwa. And then that becomes konbanwa. Again, no honorific here. It's just konnichiwa, konbanwa. It's funny too, because those last syllables aren't extended vowels, but you do kind of hang on them sometimes, is from what I've heard. Okay, so those are your three greetings. Konnichiwa, or Ohayo gozaimasu, or Ohayo, konnichiwa, konbanwa. So now you have three phrases that if you know anyone who speaks Japanese, or you want to just impress your friends, you can say good morning, good day, good evening. Then there is sayonara or sayonara. There's no ara, it's just sayonara. This is an interesting expression that I used completely incorrectly, and it was actually corrected in Japan. And that's cool because I have a feeling when a non-native Japanese speaker learns Japanese, they are going to learn this phrase and they're going to use it incorrectly. Sorry, I'm sipping my sake. I, of course, because I'm extra, I have to have, my Japanese, my Nihonshu, Japanese alcohol when I take my Japanese class. All right. Oh my gosh, Kat, what are you doing? All right, Barney, sit down. So, sayonara is goodbye, but it's not like, oh, goodbye. It's so, you don't use sayonara or sayonara with just, your friends and associates. It's really not what that's for. It's, I think one person put it, I used the text. It's like you're leaving for a while and you may never see them again, or you're leaving and there's a new chapter in your life. So it's like goodbye. It's like a proper goodbye, not I'll see you later. So I guess that's really the kind of key thing. So sayonara is like goodbye, farewell. I mean, I think farewell in English, we don't just say farewell unless we're being extra, but I don't think it's even necessarily a politeness thing in this case. It's like, no, I'm not going to see you for a long time. So we don't have it on here, but what I have started using is matane. And mata is, I think it's like see you soon, but it's like I'll see you soon, won't I? Because the ne at the end is kind of a right. It's like kind of a softening and sort of asking more of a, not a question. It's almost a rhetorical question, but mata is is mata like wait or anyway. That's one of those that I always get confused for something else. But it doesn't matter. Mata ne, which is a more casual. I'll see you again soon. Or soon, like, won't I see you soon? So that's matane. And so I would absolutely recommend, unless you are like formally leaving someone's life for however long, don't say sayonara. Just get used to, sometimes you hear ja matane. But yeah, matane is goodbye. Just, switch off that. Now, if that's a little too casual, I don't know. There's probably a sort of intermediate there, but I have seen people use matane with their elders, and it's so I don't know. That I have to ask a native speaker if matane is too casual, but I don't think so. Arigato. We all know arigato. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto. Right. We all know from Sticks teaching us Japanese since the 70s. We all know arigato. And similar to Ohio, if you want to add a little extra honorific, arigato gozaimasu. The other thing you will typically see in front of this is domo arigato, which again is right out. You've probably, if you didn't study Japanese and or pick it up from pop culture, you would have picked it up from Mr. Roboto, and it means thank you. If you just say arigato, it's thank you. If you say domo arigato, it's thank you very much. If you say domo arigato gozaimasu, it's thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Yeah, Dan, domo. There's a lot of permutations of this. You always can think, like I said, the more you're saying, it makes it more polite. Domo is a very, common, So domo arigato gozaimasu, we all know that one. This next word, and I've talked about this before, and I'll talk about it again, because I think the one word, if someone had taught me, and I think I actually had learned this before I got off the plane, but the one word you will use the most in Japanese, guaranteed, is sumimasen. Sumimasen can be used for to get help, like excuse me. So if you're sitting in a restaurant and you want to order something, you will hear someone say sumimasen. And it's a way of calling out to the waiter, the wait staff to come take your order. So sumimasen. Sumimasen can also be, oh, excuse me, if you bump into somebody. So if you're on the train, if you're on the eki, on the not eki, that's the train station, the denwa, no, densha. I think it's densha. Anyway, yeah, I think it's densha. If you're on the train, Shinkansen, if you're on the bullet train, whatever, and you bump into someone, sumimasen, or in the station, which is eki, sumimasen. If you are like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do that, I'm so sorry, but you don't want to go too down that rabbit hole of honorifics, sumimasen will work as well. So it's really, excuse me, I'm sorry. Both. Very interchangeable, very common. Oh my God, I've said it so many times. Like, it is stuck in my brain. EA, so we're on, I can actually highlight it, I think. No, I can't. Can I? No, they don't let me highlight. So I'm on EA. So height, I'll start with height because height is more kind of common. EA, a little less so. So height is yes, EA is no. Height can also sort of be like here. It doesn't literally mean here, but it's a way of acknowledging, and it's a way of saying yes in the affirmative. EA is a way of saying no, but it's not. This is interesting because I didn't appreciate this. It's very formal to say EA, and in fact, it's not just formal; it can be considered kind of rude, like the South. And I think we've all been here, right? Not the South, but the situation I'm about to describe. If you are invited to go to a party and it's with someone or it's going to be a thing you don't want to do, but you don't really want to just be direct and say, no, I don't want to do that. And a lot of us, especially in the South, we like to sort of be indirect and be like, oh, I'm really busy that day, or I can't quite make it. Oh, I got this other thing, whatever, excuses. But really it's because we don't want to go. EA, so if someone invited you, do you want to go to the party? And you say EA. That's rude. Oh, William, how are you? Oh my gosh. Oh, konbanwa. Does that say? Oh, my brain's. Oh, genki desu ka? Sorry. Hi, genki desu. It's good to see you. EA is a hard no. Hard no, like Letterkenny. It's hard no. What you really want to come up with is some other phrase to sort of just be like, oh, I really can't. So you're trying to be like you're trying to let them down easy. I've heard chotto is a kind of common casual way to do that. And it's sort of like in a little bit. And I'm sure this will, vary depending on the situation because you may actually have to kind of explain what you're doing, but you're basically kind of roundabout letting them down easy. And that's the preferred way. So EA is a very formal, negative. So that's kind of a difference there, and it's an important distinction because you do not want to be rude to your guests when you're in that country at all. Hey, it's Matt. All my favorite bears are out tonight, including Dan. Dan is an honorary bear. I'm going to come back to itekimasu. Itarashai is when you are leaving home. If your partner or housemate or your family sees you leaving, they will say iterashai, and that is basically let me make sure I'm getting this right, because these are the ones I'm a little, and I don't use these very often. Oh, there it is. Where'd it go? Oh no, I lost it. Iterashai, where'd you go? Oh my gosh, I completely lost my page. That's so annoying. All right. Well, let me do this. It's all the bears that distracted me. I blame you. Let's go to WaniKani while I find that, just so you can sort of see where I'm at. So this morning I did get a little bit of time in. Haven't made a lot of progress in level 15. I have gotten most of my radicals done. We'll talk about what all this means here in a minute for those who are new. But as you can see with my kanji, some I'm rocking, some not so much, and some I haven't even started. So that's gonna take a bit. I have about 266 as of 10 o'clock. Oh, awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm so excited for more people to know about Queer Japan. Which, if you have not already seen Queer Japan, it is available. Although I found out from a mangaka in London that I did an interview with earlier this week that you can't watch Queer Japan in London, at least that he knew of. So I got to reach out to the director, who we also interviewed, and find out if there is a distribution plan for the for London. But for now, he said you can't watch it. So yeah, I'm glad you can watch it in Canada. So I'm confused why they couldn't watch it. Okay. I found the other thing, but I found it and then it's gone. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh. So yeah, I had some time this morning. I've got a lot. The problem I'm having is with this Japanese class, I'm catching up on vocab that I should have known from the prior classes. Yes, I if that is what needs to happen, let me know. I mean, I can figure something out. But I mean, obviously, we want people to support our friends at. I can never think of the production company or the distribution company. We want to help Graham. We want to make sure he gets all the credit he deserves for his amazing documentary. And I just pounded that sake. Whew. And I think it's a little flat. Okay. So yeah, that's where I'm at. 246 reviews. I think tonight, because I was originally going to be doing Japanese till 9 o'clock Pacific, I think I'm going to at least stream until about then and try to knock a good chunk of that out. So we'll learn some vocab together. But let me go back real quick because I don't want to, completely move on from the useful phrases. The trick here is to not zoom out too far. And okay. That might be all I can do, but I'll read them. Okay, so we were on Itarashai. And it is, as I thought, please go and come back. So if your family member is, or let's put it more in the active sense. If you are at home and your partner is leaving, Itarashai is the way to say, have a good day. It's not literally have a good day. It's please go and come back. But it means, it's the formal thing you say before someone leaves. Like we would say, oh, have a good day at home. Now, when they come home or when you come home, there is a phrase, of course. And that phrase is tadaima. So tadaima is just your way of announcing I'm home. So, that's sort of the pair there. So itarashai is when somebody leaves and you want to acknowledge and tell them have a good day. And tadaima is what you say when you say, hi, honey, I'm home. And then the response to tadaima if you are that person who said "Iterashai" and you want to welcome someone back, is "Okaeri nasai." And I believe in this case, the "okaeri" is all you really need, and it's the whole phrase for completeness. But typically, I believe it's "Okaeri nasai," welcome home. We did skip, I realize now, good night. And I want to quickly go back to that and before we get into the food stuff, because there's a couple phrases you really want to know about food. But when it is night, so to say good evening, it is konbanwa, which we did. And then and Will did actually. And when we want to say good night, as in I'm putting you to bed, if you're a parent, or to somebody as you're leaving, I think this is where it's a little more involved, but as far as context. But basically, if you're saying good night to someone, it's oyasumi nasai. So again, nasai is in parentheses. I believe that it is kind of an optional, but oyasumi. In fact, I know it's optional because I've heard people say oyasumi. Oyasumi nasai is like good night. So it's not a greeting, good night, like, hey, good night, which actually I don't think we even say in English good night as anything but a farewell. It's not like a good night, sir. It's we don't do that. So that's kind of how that works. For food, there are two phrases that you want to know. And this is more, I think, for home. But the second one that we're going to do, I absolutely know I've heard in restaurants. In fact, my friend Ken, who I went to Japan with, made a point to say this as he was leaving a restaurant to the chef. It's really meant to say to like the chef, but you can say it to, I guess, anybody there. And you've probably heard this in videos. I know I've heard this in anime, of course, but anime. But the in like Japanese cookbook or Japanese cooking, where they actually do like a little, people eating. My favorite's Tabi Eats, which if you're not familiar with Tabi Eats, it's a gay couple in Tokyo, and they're super cute. They're very popular on YouTube. So if you look up Tabi Eats, you're going to find them. TABI Eats. Tabi is trip or travel. Tabi Eats. They're adorable. I got to get them on the show and do an interview with them because they're so cute. And they always do this when they do their little food demonstration. But itadakimasu is thank you for the meal. So it's sort of you acknowledging the person who prepared the meal, and it's sort of like let's dig in. Excuse me. So itadakimasu is thank you for the meal. When you are done with the meal, a la compliments to the chef, basically, but less whatever. But that's kind of a ridiculous thing to hear, I think, in English. Go, and I never say this right, so I'm going to butcher this, but gochisouma deshita. Gochiso sama deshita. Gochi so sama deshita. And the deshita, when we get into verbs, which I want to get to verbs and conjugation at some point, because that's what I'm spending a lot of my time not on camera practicing. So it'd be great to share that with everyone. Gochiso sama deshita is past tense, whereas itadakimasu is present tense or potentially future present tense. Present perfect, I think, is the right one, but don't quote me on that. So mas, if you hear mas, it is present. If you hear mashita, or in this case deshita, that is past. Just doesn't really matter much, but it's interesting because you'll also hear back to arigato gozaimasu. You'll sometimes hear arigato gozaimashita. And that is a slight difference from I am thanking you currently to I thank you for the thing you did in the past. So anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. So gochiso sama deshita. Gochiso sama deshita is thank you for the meal. It's a compliment. It's acknowledging gratitude for the food, but it's also a compliment. So when you go to a restaurant, you're acknowledging the gratitude. You have gratitude for it being a good meal, and even though you paid for it and whatever, but you're still honoring the chef for preparing it. So goshi sosama deshita. Finally, and then we're going to get to WaniKani here. Sorry, I have a cat who's trying to get out of this room here, and I think he doesn't have a way out. You can stay in here. There's 3 phrases you typically will use when you are being introduced to somebody, or you're meeting other people, or hajime mashite is how do you do, even though not exactly. Hajime is beginning, so it sort of more translates to like, this is the first time that this is happening. It's a weird idiom that does not mean that as much as it means, hey, how you doing? But yeah, and it's not a hey, how you doing to a friend. You wouldn't say hajime. They're not after me, I swear. You wouldn't say hajime mashite to a friend that you know, to someone you know. It's literally something you only say for that first time when you're being introduced to them. So remember, hajime is beginning, and that hopefully will. Animals are making so many weird noises. Madeline, you okay? All right. So hajime mashite, how do you do? You would then introduce yourself. There's a few ways to do this, but the Genki text likes just the basics because I think it's a simple thing to do. I am Brian des. I am Brian's, Brian-san des or whatever. So des is just I am. And there's a part missing that's understood, which is if you're saying it, you're implicitly saying I. So you don't need to say watashi wa Brian des, because it's like, well, yeah, no shit. We know you. Japanese uses a lot of context, more I think than other languages that I've seen, certainly more than English. And a lot of times if something is understood and does not need to be stated, you can just sort of leave it off. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Got a grumpy kitty. Grumpy kitty. We're just going to do Japanese with the Sphinx here. Hello. Okay. So once you've introduced yourself and you can sort of, move on, yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And onegaishimasu is something you'll see again later. It's basically, please help me. But in this case, with yoroshiku, it's sort of, which always sounds Russian to me. So I always think like it's like a Russian thing that they got, but it's just one of those, curious real turn of phrase or curious similarities. But yoroshiku onegaishimasu means nice to meet you. And again, this is something you don't necessarily say more than once to somebody, because obviously how many times are you going to say nice to meet you to somebody you've already met? You're not. So yoroshiku onegaishimasu is something you say after you have been introduced. It is the last thing you kind of acknowledge, and then you move on with your life. I also want to throw in there, because we'll set it, genki desu ka? And genki is health, but it can also sort of just mean in general, it's a general wellness check. So genki desu is I am healthy or I am good. If you throw ka on the end, anytime you see ka at the end of a sentence in Japanese, it's a question. So it's their equivalent of a spoken question mark. So genki desu ka? And that just is it's your way of asking, hey, how are you doing? And it's casual. It's not meant to open a whole big conversation about, well, this happened and this happened, which, we've all been there, right? But it's just a nice way of being like, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing there, Barney? Genki desu ka? Yeah? You doing okay? The typical response is genki desu or genki. You can just say genki. In fact, I think I've heard someone's like, you don't even have to say genki desu ka. You can just go genki, and then they'll respond genki. So again, it's a sort of casual, and that's something you can use as often as you like with whoever you know. It's not a thing that's only limited to like the first time you meet someone. It's just, how you doing? I'm okay. So that's genki, and this textbook is genki. So that is going to give you some useful phrases. Sorry, Barney's trying to bury himself in my beard. All right, we'll close that out, and we'll go back to WaniKani. But yeah, how's everybody tonight? Are we We enjoying the impeachments and other current events? We had a really bad windstorm here in Seattle. I don't know, Matt, if you guys got that wind up in Victoria, but the a lot of people lost power. In fact, the reason, if you missed it, the reason I have normally a Japanese class at this time, but they canceled it because a lot of people, including our sensei, have no power in Seattle. So I was like, well, I'm going to keep doing Japanese anyway. Oh, konnichiwa, Ken. Wow. It's good to see you. I'm so sad I can't see you in person. Kim and I used to work together in Orlando, and I am so she's one of the people in my extended work family that I absolutely miss and enjoyed working with considerably. But and it's funny because at my old command in Orlando, are we done? Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. There you go. Oh gosh, your claws are so. All right. Oh gosh, wow, 2 hours of so. I mean, where I am, like we heard it, but the only thing that happened that we know from the wind was our power went out for like 3 minutes. Which now that I'm reading about everybody else in Seattle, it's like we got off really easily. But I loved hearing the wind. I love hearing rain. I'm a big fan of stormy weather for sleeping. Though I had a 8 a.m. meeting today, 8 a.m. East Coast. It does not happen often. Most of the times it's like 9 a.m. So I'll be up a little early, but I was up at 4:30 a.m. to get ready for this meeting. And oh my God, it's horrible. Oh, Andrew. Well, I also miss you. And oh, that's right, Andrew. I mean, I don't want to share your business, but I know you are familiar with Japanese, and I believe you also spent some time there. So, konbanwa, Andrew-san. But yes, I'm glad I'm glad you both are doing well in the family, and someday maybe I'll make a trip back to the command and actually get to see people. Okay, so Matt, what do you, a shipwreck? Sorry, I should probably get a habit using handles, but I'm terrible about that. Hey, Alan, it's okay. I'm handling the Japanese. Listen, if you need to enlist a curling ambassador to help you with your Japan market, you just let me know. I've got you covered. So jealous, and I really want to go there longer than just a work trip or a week or two for vacation. But I've been hearing a lot of interesting stories from people who have lived there in terms of their adjustment, and just it sounds like it'd be a lot of fun for a while, and then it would just get really old. And I don't know. It's like a back and forth in my brain, but there's definitely a part of my career planning that was potentially angling for that opportunity. So, and working for the government, especially in the military, it's certainly possible. Okay, so wait, Matt, what were you saying? Everything on the balcony was banging. Oh, geez. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Well, I mean, you're right near the water too, so I guess that was even more intense. But like that kind of noise could get, yeah, that would be too much for me too. I've not heard of remembering the kanji. I don't know. I don't have my book handy. So yeah, WaniKani is amazing, and I feel like I am a unofficial brand ambassador for WaniKani. But it's just a really good system, and it's got it's huge. It's lots of vocab. But it's a little expensive. I think I don't remember if I paid 200 total. May have paid a little more, but it's lifetime, and so once you buy it, you're done. Or you can buy like the subscription model. They got options. And the first 3 levels, I believe, are free. So even if you just want to go check out WaniKani online, you can go and play with it and see if you like what it does for free. But yeah, I have a really good book that's kind of got the etymology of the different kanji, and it's I don't have it. It's in my bedroom. I put it by my bed in case I absolutely want to like do a little light reading before bed, which is actually when I try to do my lessons, the new stuff I'm learning. So that whole, cognitive processing while you're asleep works. But I think it does. I think it kind of helps. Anyway, let's dig into some WaniKani. Let's do some Japanese review. I'm going to try to teach you some words, teach you how to say some words, and also get through my 246 item backlog, at least some of it. Yeah, Will, you're going to dig this. And you're going to have to go sign up for it. If I could give you a referral code, I totally would, but they don't have that. Also, don't judge. This is from earlier. I usually average in the 70s, unfortunately. I'm not great. There's lots of reasons. I think this morning it was just because I was a little distracted and trying to do two things at once. And it was tough, but doesn't matter. Let's just pick up where we left off, and I'll talk you through what we're doing here. I'm also gonna make this a little bigger so we can really see this. Okay. So the way this works, we're presented with kanji either by itself, by a single character kanji, or a put together vocab word. The other thing you'll see is radical, which are the things that comprise a kanji. For everything but the radical, you're asked for the reading, which is how you say or spell it, and the meaning. The way I do it here is I'm going to do both at once. We'll take a little longer on the first one, but then when it comes around and asks for the other one, like in this case, we'll do the reading. I'll say the meaning. We'll put it in. It'll come back around eventually and ask for the meaning, and I'll just type it in and go. So some of these will take longer because I want to do both. Some of them I want to talk about. Some I want to showcase. A lot of them I'll just bang through, especially as we get further in. The idea is you learn these in lessons. Then you get sort of reminded, or they test you on it at different intervals. And so it's part of what they call an SRS flashcard system, space repetition system. So space in terms of time, it sort of moves the concept from your short-term storage to your long-term storage. The other part of the system that's really cool is they give mnemonics for the kanji, so it'll help you learn what those kanji mean. And you get both readings. The own reading is usually the first one, and then you get the kun reading later. Though sometimes that's flipped. Own reading is Chinese derived. Kun reading is Japanese reading derived. There's different ways you use it, and we'll see how that all fits together. The blue background, if you're not, you can see color. If you're not watching this on an old daguerreotype or something, the blue is indicating a radical, and that's just a straight mnemonic. There's no reading. It's not a real concept in Japanese. It's just a mnemonic that the system uses to help you remember. Okay. A lot to say up front, but you'll get the hang of what we're doing. Also, I'm typing in my just keyboard, so you're gonna hear the clickety clacks. It's just Romaji or Western Arabic numerals or Western character set, but it maps it into the hiragana, and we'll see a little katakana as well, but mostly hiragana and kanji. Yeah, thanks. So this word means a way of speaking. That's the meaning. It is made up of a kanji and a hiragana and another kanji. So the first one here is voice. Say, not voice. This is to say. I always get voice and say confused. So voice, E is the middle hiragana, and this is kata, which is way of, or like direction, but usually it's a lot of times you'll see it as like a way of doing something. And kata, if you're familiar with martial arts, kata is obviously familiar to you. So because this has a hiragana in the word, in the middle part here, you're going to use the kun reading of the kanji that precedes it. I don't know if this is necessarily, I think this could be the own reading, but it doesn't matter. Readings you may not know what we're talking about. We'll get to that too. So way of speaking, I think it's ikata. Yes. So long E, kata. Again, there's kata, E is the middle E. And then so this guy's kun reading is E. So it just becomes ikata, and it means way of speaking. Now, let me show you. We're not always going to see this, but we can hear it.
Ikata.
And we can see whatever reading. In fact, there's a male vocal.
言い方
They're the pieces that make it up. So say in direction or say in way. Some notes. There's the meaning explanation. There's sample sentences down here to give you context. I'm actually looking at these more because as we start conjugating verbs, I want to see how they're conjugated, but this isn't a verb. This is a noun. So it doesn't matter as much in this case. But you can still sort of get a context clue, especially useful when there's different ways of saying the same thing. So yeah, ikata. Got one down. Oh, well, there you go. Now, this is to need. The first kanji, actually, this is kanji and hiragana. So again, the kun reading, which is the Japanese derived reading. The own reading for this symbol, which means need, is you, Y-U-U, right? No, yo, sorry, Y-O-U. The kun reading will be, yes, actually I do. Glad you asked. It's like you're a plant. Let me pull up and I will put my link to my YouTube on here. They're also on Facebook. They're also cataloged there. Let's see. This might do a little. Actually, I can go here. This is. I don't like this. This is not the actual best channel name for it, but I don't like this. That's what it's telling me the channel is. I know that's not it. There's a shorter version, but yeah, if you find me on YouTube, it's cataloged there, and again, it's going to be here on Facebook too. So yeah, you can always come back and watch these later, or if you have people you want to show and teach them Japanese. I'm actually trying to get to a point where I can have like really simple lessons for my nephew. So I might try to like start doing really simple stuff for them. Anyway, so to need, that's what this is. So the kun reading is, what is the kun reading? Oh man, I don't remember. Shoot. Hopefully by the time he comes back around and they ask me what the reading is, I'll remember. But I think it's Iru. Actually, yeah, it's Iru. I-R-U. Iru. Okay, but this is Boulder, Iwa. So radical wise in this, there's the mountain radical, which is this top piece here. You can't see my pointer exactly. Oh, there it is. That's a mountain, and then the bottom piece is stone. So you can think of it as like the stone on the mountain is a boulder, if you want. That's a mnemonic for that. This is poison. This is one of the newer ones I just got. I just learned rather, and it's my mnemonic's not great. Something about like radical for life and the radical for a window. It's sort of like I see life out through the window and I want to poison it. Not great, right? Let's see what their mnemonic. I think that was their mnemonic. Oh, to throw life out the window, use poison. I was close, but not really. So that's their mnemonic, which I think it makes sense. It's in my head now. I don't need that, but there you see the radicals broken out and all that stuff. So, and the reading for this will be Doku, and I remember that because of Star Wars, Count Doku or Dooku or whatever his name was. And even though it's got an extra O in that, I just linked the two, and then yeah, Doku. This is expression, or as a kanji, it can mean a bunch of things, but it's express. So like express yourself. It can also mean like the front of something, or like I think that like if it gets vocab by itself, it sort of means like the front or facade. But so it's an expression. Boulder. Doku, we just talked about that. Also, you'll see it pop up, this apprentice, master. I always forget the middle one. Guru. There's a couple levels. And eventually you burn them. And once you burn them, you don't see them pop up in your flashcards anymore. You've basically learned the thing. So that's kind of good and bad. You have to do this. I think I did a calculation earlier, and I've done several thousand combination of kanji radicals and vocab. And I've got almost or over 1,000 that I've burned. But there's still like 1,000 plus more that keep getting in the mix. So you have to manage that by burning off these concepts. But you don't burn them for a while. So when you get started, you're not going to see any burned. It takes like, you have to go pretty high in levels, and you have to go, I'm at level 15, just as an example. It goes up to level 60. So not that high. I mean, probably like level 10, I think, is when they start to drop off. But it's time-based. So you could actually not progress, and you would eventually just work through and burn off whatever. In fact, that's a strategy, because they're like, well, if you don't want your number of backlog items per day to be in the hundreds, you want to burn as many off as you can as you're slowly going through the levels. Case in point, when I took like a couple days off because I had work craziness and just didn't have the time to commit, I come back and I have 300 backlog. I mean, I'm at 243 right now, and I've really been kind of keeping on top of it. So, if this can happen, it's just, it's a strategy to burn. And then you can always go back with the system and find the vocab. And that's why I have a spreadsheet, just to keep like all the verbs in like my rotation, so I can make sure I don't forget them. Okay. What was Iru? We said that. Good. Oh, enlighten. That's the one I always forget. Enlighten. So I think enlighten is the last before you burn it. We can check that later. Squiggle is not an official character. That is just a wild card. So you would see something else before that. I believe this is direction. Something about like, it's like something about facing over yonder, but it's like, because that wild card's there, it would be a suffix to some other phrase or thing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's over there. Nope. All right. Let's see what this is. Oh, well, I was not even close. Made for, intended for, aimed at. Okay, I haven't seen this one in a while. So yeah, yonder facing is the kanji, which I knew that one. So this is saying this that mean to face and turn towards. When you add, what is that? I don't know what the reading is. I think it's muku or muke maybe, to something. Imagine you're turning it, aiming at someone. It's aimed at them, meaning it's made for them. Turn a book towards someone. Now it's aimed at them. It's made for them. Okay, so we'll try to remember that. Made for. This is, oh man, Hio, but it's not Hio, it's Hio. Also, I haven't been kind of spending much time with the hiragana. When you're studying Japanese, probably the first thing you should always do is learn hiragana. And the hiragana it's a phonetic alphabet. It's the most common in like Japanese, like spoken, or not spoken, but written. The katakana comes along and is sort of the foreign words or borrowed words. It's like a font change. So if something's bold, you'll see it a lot on signs. But and it's very useful when you're there, because a lot of times I struggle with my katakana, and I can't like get around as easily by looking at signs. I'm like, what is that? And you can figure it out eventually, but the hiragana is good if you're reading just regular Japanese text or writing. Katakana, is very important if you're just like interacting in the shopping and watching on TV and that kind of thing. But hiragana is what I'm typing all of this in, and it's sort of it's a necessary sort of condition for you to really do well in this WaniKani. I mean, I guess you could probably just like learn hiragana as you're going through this. But I don't know. I think most Japanese textbooks, like hiragana and learning that, is just the first thing you do, because it's so useful and present everywhere. Oh, hello. You're gonna okay. Hi. Is that comfortable? I don't think that's comfortable, but okay. Okay. So yeah, this is place. Joe. Oops. Nope. I do wrong here. Oh, wait. Show, not Joe. So she, and then with the little diacritic mark, I believe, it's she becomes G. So it's actually show, not Joe. But a lot of times, depending on what comes before it, you'll convert show into Joe. And so it's like in my brain, yeah, anyway. So the radicals, Dornak's fine. It means place. And I'll get it right next time. This is fall. And I think it's O. Nope. So I'm looking for the own reading. O is the kun reading, which is why I guessed that. Morning, do you know what the own reading is? Is it like ha or ba? Because ha is leaves. It's not. I'm gonna go with ha. Nope. Ah, Raku. Well, that's one I haven't seen in a while. Forgot that one. So yeah, Raku. So when you're rocking and rolling, when you're Raku, you're gonna fall a lot. No, that's not a great mnemonic. Oh, okay. So if you want to save these flowers you see falling in around you, you take out a drying rack and place them carefully on it. Now, whenever you feel scared, you can look at the flowers on this raku, and you won't be scared anymore. I mean, I don't love the mnemonic, but since I screwed this one up, maybe I'll remember this. I don't know. This is an idiom. So literally it means I next. So the first symbol is the one that looks like a ladder is moku, which is I. And the next symbol means next. So it's G. So I think this is mokuji. And it's going to mean table of contents. I'm sorry, I'm getting looks here like, why are you doing this? I'm so cold. I have no fur. It's so cold. He literally starts shivering. And I'm like, oh no. Okay. This is I think this is remainder. No. Is this example? Oh boy. No, it's remainder. I think it's remainder. Because this symbol is zan. And zangyo is like remainder work. So it's overtime. But this is zan, or whatever the kun reading is for that, ri. And ri is hiragana. So it's just ri. Is it remainder or something? Maybe it's unfortunate. This is a newer one. Barney, you're slowing me down a little bit here. Oh, remainder, good. This is to speak humbly. Oh man, one-handed typing. I think I'd be better at it. Yeah, speak humbly. Mu or mosu? Mosu. Yeah, I think because kanji is so pictographic, Mnemonics. I mean, mnemonics are good regardless, but especially learning like symbology, it's very useful. And yeah, the book I have, which I might go grab and then put Mr. Barney down somewhere to cuddle, because he's adorable. But I know you're trying to help. Are you just trying to help? Um, yeah, and you need, but now, Will, the book is great, and if I had more discipline, a book is all I would need. However, let me tell you, gamification and or SRS, the space repetition system, flashcards, with the different intervals, is going to get you there faster because it organizes you, it gives you an activity, doesn't make you define your own activity, which again you can totally do. But that space repetition does really reinforce what you're learning and accelerate. I think it accelerates. I mean, as I said, I've been doing this. I'm at level 15, but I've been doing this for a little over a year and change. I was not always the most dedicated, but during basically the pandemic, I've really gotten like an hour or so in every day, and sometimes more. And I mean, it is pushing me, and I am impressed. Just watching NHK or anime, reading some manga, though I'm still not really that comfortable at reading. Um, it really is helpful. I'm picking up more words. When I started this new class, I found that, oh my gosh, I actually know a lot more than I realized. I'm way ahead of the vocab at this level in the class, but because it's not quite the same vocab, I'm kind of having to catch up, and I'm ahead. So it's a weird thing. Anyway, so yeah, I think these books are really great, and mnemonics are the way to go. I think your own mnemonics are always better than the ones they're going to come up with because they have more meaning to you. So if you can, make it your own story, but theirs is definitely a good starting point. This is intentional, and it literally translates. The symbols are idea, map, and then the last symbol is techie, which is basically like very or all al. So it's like if something is just very Japanese, it's Nihon Techie. Yeah, stroke order is interesting because it's funny. I don't plan on writing Japanese often. I'm not saying I wouldn't benefit from knowing stroke order and knowing how to write, but I would be more interested, and this is based on going there and seeing what I need to know. Very rarely are you having to write much. I mean, for certain documents, if you live there, I'm sure more, but most things now are electronic. So you would just, type. But the stroke order is good to know, and then that way you can impress your friends and draw kanji. My handwriting is horrible. That's the other thing. So even if I wanted to learn the stroke order and do good kanji, my handwriting's so bad. I would. It might help me practice better penmanship, but I don't know. So e to teki is intentional. This is exception. And the kanji is example and foreign. Foreign, in a sense, it means both like foreign. So this is the same symbol that you would see if you were talking about a foreigner. But it's also sort of like from outside, other. So anything that's like outside or other. I mean, there's a reason that Japanese are very sort of like, the culture is very insular. In their language itself, there's this concept of us versus them. In fact, there's wafu or wa, which is Japanese style, and then Western style. And that's, again, just baked into the language. This guy, kanji, you see this a lot for other or exception or outside. So it's just baked into the language. Intentional. What was this? So, this was example. No, this was remainder. Is it Mawari? Nope. What is it? No Kori. There is no Coke, no coconuts, no Kori. Don't remain here. There is no that's my mnemonic, is like no whatever left. So these symbols to me, this looks like a bar. In fact, actually, it looks like a bar to me because that's the name for the radicals, bar. And then this is like Yakuza. So it's like the Yakuza's bar, and you're hanging out in the Yakuza's bar, and you're the remainder, the people who are left behind. You're left behind, but there's the only reason you're still there is there's no Coke, or there's no coconuts, or there's no co. You just got to get no co, and you're good. No Kori. This is travel and move, which I think is a weird one. I think it means it's action or work. But the reading is do, right? Kodo? Yeah. I think this is action. We'll find out when we get to the meaning. So this is example, which is Ray guy. Yep. Action or work? Gosh, I wish I remembered. Okay, action. And it says it has multiple meanings. I don't always do a good job of going back and looking at the multiple meanings, but action, conduct, behavior. Okay. So the way you move is your behavior. That's kind of cool. I like that. Sometimes when that like idiom just aligns with what you expect in our own world, like in our own set of idioms, it's really cool. But it doesn't always. Is it Mosu or Musu? Man. Nope. Probably Musu. Oh, no, it's Mosu. So, haven't had that one in a while. Table of contents, I think. Table of contents or curriculum? I think it's table of contents. But both have that in it. Both had the, I believe it was the next. Mosu. This was fall, and it was Raku. No Kori. Burning through these quickly because I've had these. This was Sho that we didn't get right before. Okay. This is medical science or medical studies. Igaku, right? Yep. First symbol is medicine. Second symbol is studies or school or learning. This, oh man, what is this? Yakuza knife. So Yakuza is the left radical. Knife is the right. Is this Ray? I think it's Ray. Yeah, no. Retsu. Oh, this is a new one. Row. So it means row, and it's Retsu. Yeah, I don't know that one yet. As well as I should. Right, Bernie? He's like so cuddly, but he's a little heavy, and it's kind of like he doesn't. Very sad in my beard. He doesn't care that I have to like type, so he's like content to like take my hands and just be, nope, you gotta hold me. Let's see. So this is life and thing. So this is a living thing, or is this an animal? No, this isn't an animal though, because that's a moving thing. What is a life thing? What is life thing? Gosh. Seimono? No. It's not kimono. Seibutsu? Okay. So seibutsu is a living thing. It might mean living thing. This is a sick person. Uh-oh. What was that? He's very excited to leave. So he heard something out there and he's like, "Oh, can I get out? Let me be right back." Hold on. I'm going to put a little banner up. I will promise to be no more than like 3 minutes. If I had my stuff together, I'd have a cute little graphic, but I don't. All right. I'll be right back. I'm back. Take that out. So had to do a little animal swap. Barney has left us. Maddie's still here. Hi. You can go lie down? Go lie down. Streaming with animals. So much fun. All right. So sick person. Am I missing excitement? Oh, I missed the comment. Otherwise, I'll give you a little close up of Barney. I'm sure he'll be back in the future. So, yeah, you're probably already gone, but thanks for watching. And tell Rob I said hello. Sick person. This is Byojin. I never remember Nin and Jin. I'm terrible about that. Same symbol can be said different ways. We'll guess when we get to it. This is this geoduck? Yeah. A geoduck is something that I guess is a sort of a Pacific Northwest creature. Oh, you're still there. Oh, and Andrew, you found the YouTube. Good. William, please keep in touch. We'll talk more about our mutual Japanese studies. Also, you should message me for the Symphonian Japanese learning group that we have, if that's not how you found this. I don't know. Maybe you saw that already. Oh, I had to swap out alcohol. All right, I'm ready. Let's keep going. Not making very fast progress, but that's okay. Okay, so this is the symbol for support, which is do. Nope. Just do or taku. Radicals are yurt and stool. So yeah, I knew support or degrees, but yeah. This was example. What? Oh no, this is the new one. This is row. First year student. So first ichi, that's just a straight line. Then it's year, nin, ich nin, ichi nin, say. First year life. So that doesn't make sense. So the idiom in Japan, a lot of life is also teaching. So sensei, sen is like past life, which is kind of an interesting way of describing a teacher. You used to have a life, and then you started teaching to share your life lessons with the rest of us. I think that's the charitable version of that. But ichinensei is first year student. So first year student. This was Ro, not, and this was Retsu. Train station or station employee. I think this is station employee. Yeah. So the first symbol is train, eki, so trainer station, or train station, I should say. So it could be like a bus stop or a bus station too. So station and then member. So they don't. There's other terms for like an employee, but they usually use this symbol in conjunction with other ones to sort of give you that like they belong to that organization. So eki in is that. We'll see that meaning or that reading in a minute. This is, I believe, condition. Yes. Symbol for tool. And match, tool and match, not like a light match, but like a match or suit, something. Skeleton. Is that skeleton? Or no, this is bone. This with a different symbol means skeleton, but this by itself is bone. It'll be hone. Medical studies? No. It's going to be medical science, isn't it? Like, come on. Close enough, but whatever. This was made for. We did this one earlier. Hone. Just did that one. Medicine. Bio. Gene. Nope. Bionin. See, again, I always screw up nin, gene. It drives me kind of crazy. Because there's no rhyme or reason. You just got to remember it. So, if I think gene, I think genes are like your medical, like your DNA gene. If I think nin, I think Nintendo. So you're sick Nintendo. You have to blow on the cartridge because your Nintendo is sick. Sick Nintendo, Bionin, Bionin. Bionin. I thought it was nin. This is it's not a movie. It's like image is the second one. So it's like a reflected image. So I think this is it's a Azo. I think it's just image. This was bar. We talked about that one earlier. Guai. Guai is condition. This was a living thing. Burn. So the rule is every time I burn something, I'm supposed to take a shot. I have yet to bring hard alcohol into this situation because, well, A, it's a school night. I mean, literally, I had school tonight, and that didn't happen. But because I don't want to get too crazy with the alcohol, trying to drink less hard liquor, I do have this lovely wee heavy, strong Scottish ale here from local Cairn Brewing in Kenmore. And I will just take a shot of that, even though it's not a shot. Sip of beer. I would encourage you all as well, if you are, so interested and want to play a drinking game, that you're more than welcome if you want to participate. However, I take no responsibility for any bad decisions to buy WaniKani or a trip to Japan because of said alcohol consumption. That is fun. My ring light's just deciding to turn off on its own. Okay, so this was dope. Sosogu. Actually had this one earlier in my I don't have to twist Shipwreck's arm to do some drinking games. I want you to know, by the way, and only because you're listening, I could just tell you this in numerous other ways, that you are mentioned multiple times on the Flame On microsodes, which we're actually calling micro nuggies or something, micro nuggie-sodes. I don't know what the final term is going to be, but we did these quickie 15-minute or ish recordings, and we used some of those ideas. So you're mentioned at least in 2 of them, if not more. We did the what are we drinking? We didn't do cocktail recipes exactly, but we did what are we drinking during the pandemic, and we did what media, what formative, impressionable things help shape our identity. So some queer, some not, whatever. The only problem with these episodes is they're on the Patreon, and our executive producer, Mr. Pat, decided to pause the Patreon. So I don't know if that means you can sign up. I'm not asking you to sign up, but I certainly think that if you're interested, you can sign up. But they are up there as Patreon exclusive content. So yeah, and we'll figure it out, as the Letterkenny kids like to say. But I wanted you to know that you were influential in that content. So thank you, appreciate that. Eki In is a train member or station employee. This is degree or support, but I think they're looking for degree. Ichi Nin Sei, first year student. This is summer Natsu. Ryoko Suru, which is to travel. Sorry, my conjugation cheat sheet is falling. Remind me, I need to show you my spreadsheet, my conjugation spreadsheet that I have started. It is going to be epic, and it's a good exercise for me to learn conjugation. But it's also going to be a handy reference. This was place. This is made for, which was, I don't actually remember if we saw this. Muke? Okay. Zo. Travel. A lot of these we've had before. This one is weird because it looks like something else, but it's lumber. And depending on the position when another kanji, it can actually mean like 2 different things. So it's lumber by itself. This is Kyo Kai, which is a union, like a working union, that kind of thing. Union. Actually, so also association or organization. That's probably a distinction that is useful to know. So my ring light's going to just dim on me any minute. Okay. I get some energy here. So this is neck, and the next one is like leader stand. Those are the 2 radicals. So something about the neck, and then leadering. This is a weird one. What is this? The leader would stand to wait. Is he waiting? No, this isn't waiting. Oh man, I don't know this one at all. Well, what would neck go with? Neck would go with like your so your neck foot is your ankle, your neck hand is your wrist. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just gonna say neck. Oh, it's rank. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, your neck rank means your first place. Neck rank. Okay. It looked weird to me. Sometimes you know something, but you just look at it. Your brain's like, I have no idea. It just draws a blank. This is to pour. This is Natsu, which is summer. This is to point. Kamikaze. God wind. Literally God wind. Kamikaze. This is group. This was lumber or zai. Tosu or no toss. Yes, sasu. Yes, sasu. It's the point. Don't point. Rude. As I'm pointing, don't point. This is truth, power. I think truth, power is I don't remember. But the Jitsu, is it Jitsu? Jitsu or Shitsu? Jitsu Ryoku. Nope. Shitsu Ryoku.
実力
Shitsu Ryoku. Ryoku.
実力
Ryoku, not Ryoku. Ryoku. Truth, reality, and power and strength. Okay. This is brown, no, yellow. Kiiro. This is location place, which I believe becomes place. Okay. This is transmit or den. This so Shitsu Ryoku. What? If I just Jitsu. Didn't I originally say Jitsu? This is example sentence, which is an interesting one. So the first one's example. We've had that one. Second one is writing. So it also can mean sentence in this case. So, or actually, example writing would probably work, but example sentence is what they're going for. So example sentence. Oh, I haven't talked about the readings. When there are two kanji together and there's no hiragana as part of that word, it uses the own readings together. The only times I don't say the only times because there's exceptions, right? But 99% of the time, when you have two kanji together, they both use the own reading. We have a kanji by itself; it could be the kun reading. But it's when there's another one and it's just those two, it's the own reading. So, I believe it's Reibun. First place, we just had that one. Joe Barsh, Joe Show. Nope, it's probably Joe Ba. No, Basho. Oh, so Joe becomes Ba in this case. It's a weird exception. So Basho.
場所
We didn't look at the meaning for this, so we still got to figure out what truth power is. No, it's not truth. True strength. I always do this because I think it's going to condense into one word, not two, but it means true strength. My average is sinking. This is determine or decide and heart. Those are the two symbols. So it's determination, which is keishin. This is the radicals are thread and meat. So we're looking at so it's the thread that meat. I think it's painting or paint. Yep. This is a popular song. I like this one. So stream, travel, and sing or song. So song makes sense, but popular. The idiom for popular is stream travel or stream go. So it's like a flow. It's like a trendy, I think is the one they want you to use if it's by itself. So a trendy song is a popular song. So these are all own readings. So it's Ryu Ko Ka. Ryo Ko Ka. Oh, no, probably Ryo Ko Uta. No, wait. Ryu. Sorry, Ryu. Yeah, Ryu Street Fighter. Oh my gosh. So that's how I remembered that originally. When I remember it, it's Ryu Street Fighter. It's Haruken. It's that guy. So it's Ryu Ko Ka.
流行歌
Ryuko Ka. But the Ryuko by itself is trendy. It means trendy. So I like that one. This was yellow color. Oh, I burned it. Cheers. This was Basho, not the other one. This was Shui, I think. Yeah. Painting is Kaku. That's drawing. It's A. Nope. A. Just A, not A. Just A. Godwind, or so when it's an idiom like this, you do kamikaze. You don't have to say Godwind. Kanpai. Yes. Kanpai. Kanpai. I didn't burn one, but whatever. I'm glad you asked that. I think I feel like a tourist when I know I'm not speaking to people who use Japanese as their primary. So saying kanpai naturally is not in me yet. When I'm in Japan and I'm hanging around at the bar, then it's different. What is conjugation? What do you mean? Like, what do you? I guess I need more context. Are you asking what is the conjugation of something specifically, or are you asking? You have to help me because I'm not sure what you're asking there, but it's all right. I'll talk about conjugation in just a minute. Actually, I think I'm going to finish the 9 remaining, get down to 200, and then stop that and go over to my spreadsheet because nobody. What's the best compelling content you can think of on a stream? Conjugation spreadsheets. But I do want to at least talk a little bit about conjugation because it's very predominant in my life right now. Okay, that's painting. Nope, group. Oh crap! I get ahead of myself. I make mistakes. This is transmit. This is public open. So I think it says open to the public. Yep. This is it's commerce. So it's the first symbol is like to sell, but it's sort of like to do commerce. Second symbol is to sell. So together it means commerce. This was painting or to paint. This is Keishin. Yoko. Nope. Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of a different one. So this is Yo Kai, not Yoko. What's this one? This is to cry, I think. And it kind of looks like somebody is crying. So that's like the little drops coming out inside there. I don't know. Why would you cry? Because of Nazis or nah. That's the mnemonic. And this was especially awkward last week for those of us, traumatized by the news. So that was fun. Okay, so Ryu Ko Ka. This was so for a group. This is a bundle, which will be Wada. This was True Strength. Okosu, which is to occur, I think. This is Ko Kai. No. Ko, yes. Ko, not Yo. Ko Kai. Yep. This, oh man, what is this one? Oh, this is a new kanji for me. I think it's to clear up, but what's the reading? Ha. The clouds have cleared up. This is acting or gay. Funny aside, if you have seen Queer Japan, then you know about this. If you have not, gay, GEI, is actually from this symbol, and it means performer. But it also is a borrowed word because of, well, gay. Manga that we traditionally in the West call bara, which is sort of a more masculine, burly men sort of manga, is actually, that's a term that was like a misunderstanding, mistranslation, archaic term in Japan for that kind of manga. So gay manga, GEI, is really the type you're looking for. So if you go over to Japan and you want to find that kind of manga, which some of you might, there are some specific shops that you could go to, but you're specifically looking for gay manga, kudasai. So if you go into many of the anime and manga shops, you can say gay manga kudasai, and hopefully they're not going to be like weird about it. Hopefully not, probably not, especially if you do it like Tokyo. But there are stores that absolutely do specialize in this in Ueno and Nichome Shinjuku. So if you go to those specific places, then they're really going to have all that. But if you go to any of the like Express, no, there's a store that I went to a bunch of, and it's like their chain manga store. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, gay manga. That means performer or perform. Okay, it does mean performer, but I guess the verb or the kanji itself is like acting or art. So, yeah, close enough. This is bird. Cho or Tori is the Takun reading. This was to occur or wake up. This is probably wake, or is wake up or wake up. Oh, to wake up or wake someone up. Excuse me. So this is Cho. Then Seikaku. Oh, I was trying to figure out what you meant by conjugation. Like, are you asking for a specific conjugation? Because we're going to go to that in a second. We're going to do some verbs and conjugations. So seikaku it's like feeling, status. I think it's appearance. Oh, so this is character or personality. I messed this one up a lot. Popular song. Got that one. What did I say this was? Clear up. So this will be character. I mean, I'm at 199. Oh, that's great. Yes, please share the trick. Your moment. This is perfect timing. Let's do this actually. So I'm going to close WaniKani for now. I might come back to it. I'm going to open up my spreadsheet that I started today. So these are all the verbs that I've learned from WaniKani and some from, why is it saying external data connections? Oh, it must be the URLs. Oh, my darling. Okay, go on. I'm very excited for this now. While you communicate that, we're going to do this. And we'll do make me small. Ichiri. Oh, ichirite. 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 It's funny because my a cheat sheet. I found out about ichiri last week. And so ichiri are the double the small sute. So it's the glottal stop te. So for example, I can pull it up on the spreadsheet, but it's easier for me to read. Oh, so there's more. Ichirite, oh my darling. Mini B in day. Is that kind of the... So I guess, oh no, I see. So ichirite, mini B in day. And then, okay. Oh, I like that. So what he's doing for everyone else, there's different forms, like a lot of languages. A lot of English has this, Spanish. Actually, does English has conjugation, right? Yeah, English has conjugation. English's conjugation is a little less regular and a little bizarre, but Japanese conjugates verbs. So you have a root form or dictionary form. And so, for example, what he's talking about there, thank you, Andrew, what you're referring to is if a verb in the dictionary form has e, chi, or ri in it in the present tense. So like what's one here? Kichimas or yarimas or aimas. So aimas has e in it. Machimas. Machimas has chi in it, and yarimas has ri in it. So ichiri, those all get converted into te. So the te form is used in a lot of different tenses, but it's basically like the present progressive is one easy place to use it. So aimas, you drop the mas and you drop the e, so it's just a te. So a te is the te form of aimas. So present tense would be aimas. What is aimas? Hold on a sec. I gotta consult my spreadsheet. To meet. So if you want to say I am going or I am meeting someone, let's just do I am meeting someone. It would be aimas is the verb, aimas. But if you want to say I am actively in the process of meeting someone, it's aite, imas. So aite, aimas, you can sort of see how that conjugation works. So ichiri, you drop the ichiri, you keep the root, whatever that was of the verb, and you add te. So it's a little su and then te. Oh, thank you. You're helping me out there. You're keeping it shite, shishite. Yeah, wait, susute, not shishi. Sutsu. Like it's little su and te. I don't maybe I'm misreading your comment. So that's the ichiri. Then mini be, if your verb in the present tense has mini be mas, any of those. So for example, actually, is it? So I have, me, ni, be. Yep, me, ni, be. Shinimas. Asobimas. Nomimas. Nomimas is drink. And yomimas, which is read. If you take the root from those, the stem, I guess they should say. So for yomimas, it's yo. You drop the mi, and you add nde. So yonde. So yomimas becomes yonde. And then nomimas becomes nonde. That's de with a D. It's the te symbol with a little, what is that? I said it earlier, the diacritic mark. And then also shinimas becomes shinde, and asobimas becomes asonde. So yeah, that's great. And then the rest of them are like basically hanashimas, to speak, becomes hanashite. So the anything that ends with that's a suru dictionary form or shimas, it's really easy. Those are the easy ones to me. It just becomes hanashite. The she stays, you tack on a te. Yeah. Those are very instinctive to me because it's such a clean cut. Hana shimas or hana shite, easy. But the ichiri that become ait the te, and the mini b that become unde, I think those are the ones I've struggled with the most. So, oh my darling, we now know how that works. So let me just show you. I'll zoom in a bit so you can see what I've done here. Also, this is tying back to WaniKani. I swear it's related. So all of these, and I'm not done, but all the way through the yellow, so up to 230 here, all of these are from my level 15 at WaniKani. So by the time you get to level 15, you know 230 verbs. Thereabouts. It's like 229, but that's pretty cool. Now you're learning the dictionary form. You're not learning how to conjugate it, but you're learning the important part, which is the kanji. So that's what this column is for. So to demand, the verb to demand is yo kyu, and then it takes a suru. You sing the song twice. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, my darling. I'll have to get it written out. I think I follow you, but in case I missed it. But just having that tune when I do that is really helpful. So when you take those verbs that you learn in WaniKani, you then have to learn how to conjugate them. So you get the root form here, or the dictionary form. I'm missing the fully written out piece, which is this guy down here. So you get the root, you get the kanji, you get the hiragana to go with it. That's the romanization, yo kyu suru. That's the definition. It's a root type verb that just helps you sort of understand what that is. So there is the present tense, or present or future tense, actually. So yo kyu shimas. And because it's a shimas, it's really easy to convert to the te form. It's yo kyu shite. So as like a extracurricular activity, I basically took all the verbs that I've learned and just started doing the conjugations. Not very exciting, I know, but necessary, because WaniKani does not help you with conjugation. It does not help you with grammar. It gives you example sentences, but it does not give you this piece. And this is something that like the Genki text would be. Ichirite, minibinde. Is there more like to da 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 da? Is there like more to that part? Is that the other part you were typing, I think? I don't know. But ichirite, minibinde. I like that. Like I said, that alone is worth it. All right, I'm gonna go back to WaniKani, I think. Probably won't do too many more. Oh, that's the rest. Okay. Oh, what's so kide? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. So kide shite. Perfect. Now I see what you're doing. So these are for the you verbs. So ichiri, or is it ichiri tete? Mini binde. Kire gire shishite. Yep. I'm looking at my sheet. I know it's not very exciting content here, but and then shishite. So kire gide. Okay, so because it's just day. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So kide, 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 gide, shishite. So yeah, it's getting it to like line up is rhythmically is a little bit, but that is really, 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 really handy. I like that a lot. I'm going to definitely commit that to my memory, and that hopefully helps me figure the conjugation out. But I'm sure I'll have to struggle a bit. I only learned this last week, so I'm. It's funny because I started in college. I did this book, which if you still have to use this text, I'm so sorry. This text, I mean, it was good back in the day for what we had. I don't think we had a lot of great options, but like by modern textbook standards, like we're talking it not the most exciting. It conveys the material, but not in a way that's visually engaging. Kim, Andrew's wife, if she was watching, I think she'd be everybody used it out of University of Hawaii. As a I don't want to give her away her business, but as someone who cares about instructional design, let's just say it's garbage. It's hot garbage. Having said that, Genki, I actually think they did a really good job. This is the workbook, not the textbook, but I mean, like better layout, pictures. The pictures aren't essential, but just the layout of the text alone is so much better. So highly recommend Genki. It's a little expensive, but I mean, it's a textbook, so go figure. All right. Let me do some more WaniKani, and then I'm going to call it, I think, at midnight for you Eastern time people. I try to get that in my head as much as I can to not be so Pacific centric. Even though pretty much that's all I've always ever been East Coast centric. So, All right. So this is first and then step or walk. So it's actually one step, I believe, or first step. No, it's not one step. It's first step. So I think this is actually basic. So it's an idiom, first steps, basics. So this is sho hashi, right? Shohashi. Nope. Shoho. Damn. I always forget. Shoho.
Shoho.
And it'll mean basics. Not self. So not is the first symbol. Self is the second symbol, and then reason is the third. So self-reason is freedom. So I think they translate this as inconvenient, which is kind of funny. So Fujiri, no. Fuji, is it you? Yes, Fuji you, and it's going to mean like inconvenience or something.
Fujiyu.
This is special selection, which I believe special. So it's a special choice. I don't know if it's just special selection, special choice. Special choice. What is the other meaning for this? Oh, special prize. Inconvenient. Yeah. Impairment, poverty, destitution. The idea is that it's the opposite of freedom. So self-actualized is on one spectrum. This would be, I shouldn't say not self-actualized, but certainly having some more an inconvenience to overcome. So that works. So this is Toku Sen. Yeah. Classroom. Yes. Special something. Oh, what is this? Is it special? Oh my God, my brain. Too many context switches, I think. Holy crap. I'm not going to make it very far on this. Toku. Nope. Toku-gi. Oh, so it's ki softens to gi.
特技
Special skill. That's skill. Oh gosh. Okay. Excuse me again. That is a million. I'm not going to get into a lecture on Japanese numbers, but in some ways they make a lot of sense. And then you go over there and you realize that you can just use Western numbers a lot. Although Western numbers, I should say, like 0 through 9, and then maybe like 10 and some other numbers. But understanding like how their numbering is, and this specifically is probably still useful. So first symbol means 100, hyaku. Second symbol means 10,000, which is man. So this is, I believe, unless it's softened, it's hyakuman. Doesn't let me say it because it's not the reading. But the reason you go, why do they have a symbol for 10,000? It might be somewhat practical because 10,000 yen is $1,000, right? Make sure that I'm doing that right. No, 10,000 yen is $100. So it's like cents almost. So yen, it's not equivalent because the exchange rate changes, right? But it's roughly a little better. The dollar is a little stronger than the yen. So this 1 million yen is take 2 zeros away, and it's $10,000. $10,000 equivalent. So that's how that's useful. Because if you need to know how many yen to take out, you can use Western numerals from the ATM, but it's good too if you go to talk to a teller, or if you had to deal with the numbers. That's very useful. So that's a million, and there's no symbols just for 1 million. It's 10,000 and then 100,000 or 100. So 100, 10,000. Oh, ego. Onegaishimasu. Can I teach English knowing minimal Japanese? That's tough. Muzakashi desu. And we're about to finish. We're about done. But I'll do my best. I'll try to teach English and Japanese at the same time. And you can laugh at my Japanese. So that's like full permission to enjoy that. So this is classroom. So kyo, I believe. Is it kyo? I think it's kyo. Kyo and then shitsu. Teaching room, classroom. So reverse that. Kyoshitsu desu. Classroom. We're not going to probably do that too often, but I don't mind doing that a little bit because I'm not trying to get very far tonight here. This is perimeter, I believe. Is this perimeter? Yes. I think this is perimeter or circumference. I always confuse this. They're the same thing. So desu. I actually get frustrated with this because I mean, they're not the same concept in mathematics, clearly, but a perimeter of a circle is a circumference. So there's different words for it. Well, there's different words in English. Daijobu. But Nemo, when this system counts it wrong, I'm annoyed. So yeah, so that is perimeter. It's literally the kanji for it's shu, circumference or perimeter, and then the hiragana ri just puts it together as the noun for perimeter. Tokugi, specialty. So special technique is specialty. So special skill, and that becomes specialty.
特技
So tokugi, specialty. Special skill. Hi. So it is. Blue year. In Japan, blue means young or fresh. So blue leaves, eoba, is fresh leaves, new growth. So fresh leaves, fresh growth. In the West, it's green or midori, but in Japan, green midori is a kind of blue, right? Eo or sei. So in this case, seinen, blue year, is youth. So new growth, year, it means youth. Body move. I'm sorry, body heavy. Tai Ju. Weight. So body heavy or body heft, but body heavy. Taiju is weight. So I have Taksan weight. That's not right. Kion, I believe. I think. Is that Kion? Kion? Hi. So this. Right. So it doesn't mean that in Nihongo. But demo Japanese is so bad. In direct translation, it's blue. The symbol, right? The symbol is also blue. So that's why I use that as a mnemonic, as a way to remember. So that anyway, but yes, it's not. It does not mean blue year. Okay, so this is Kion, I believe. Kion is ki is energy or spirit, but energy kind of flow. I believe that's on. So it's like onsen, which is warm. So I think this is Kion. And what's Kion? It's not temperature. It might just be warm. We'll figure it out when we get there. Hyakuman. I burned it. And again, this is you're new. Every time I burn a term, it goes away. I won't see it again. So I kanpai. So this is specialty. Taikisa? No, Okisa. Okisa.
大きさ。
Yeah. Reading. On kun reading. It's onyomi kunyomi. It's complicated. Muzakashi desu. So yeah. Okisa. Which I think was also it's the kun reading. See, I just have to remember the on versus the kun readings. So this is the mnemonic that WaniKani provides. Kisa. So what was this? This is Kion. It's not temperature. It's not temp. Is it temperature? Warm? No, it's not wham. Temperature. It is temperature. See, sometimes I know the right answer and I forget or I don't trust my instincts. But yes, that was temperature. This is map. Oh man, what is this? Case? Nope. Sign. Oh, yes. Okay, sign. Zoo. Aizu. Well, okay. So yeah, when you learn and it's your native language, I think that you don't care about on and kun. It doesn't matter. You learn by example. So in English, I don't know all of the terminology for what this verb means or not what it means, but like I wouldn't have the same knowledge because I haven't had to learn English as a student. I learned it growing up. So I think, yes, similarly, Japanese, and a few of my friends have said this. They're like, kunyom. I never. And my sensei actually, she did this. She flipped them, and I was sitting there like, that's the other one. That's so. I only care because if you know which is which, it helps non-native Japanese speakers know which one to go with. But the way this teaches you, it doesn't teach you that early on as well. That or you just don't pay attention early on. So I'm going back and having to like remember, which is which. So it's frustrating. But yeah, when you learn growing up natively, it's more organic. Okay, so this was sign, Aizu. So this we should have got this right. This was shoho, and then this was temperature. So kion is temperature. Yo. It's not yoteki. This is yo. So previous or before, a before promise. I think it's a reservation. So yo yaku, right? Yo yaku, I believe. Is that right? Seinen. Youth, not blue year. This is a sign. Aizu. So this isn't Shuri. This is Mawari. And that's so this is a great example. Shu is the on reading. So if there's no hiragana, if it's just kanji, you use the on reading. So whatever that goes with, I forgot. There's another one that we'll see. But when you use it with hiragana, it's mixed. So it uses the kun reading. So shu becomes mawari. So yeah, growing up, I'm guessing you probably just learned, perimeter is or mawari. And then when you learn English, it's perimeter. So yeah, it helps me and it helps non-native speakers like put it together and have a system that they can remember. English is horrible because what I have learned about English from my non-native English speakers is just how little predictable, how little systematic rules there are. It's like almost entirely like case by case, and it's because English is a combination of a Romance, like Latin-based language, the sort of Gothic, Saxon influence from England. It's just got so much going on inside that it's really hard. So Japanese, by comparison, is much easier. So this is Ho, which is walk. This is so doesn't it? So Andrew, I don't know. Yes, you will have the vocabulary to do the JNLP or JLPT rather. But I don't. The WaniKani alone is not sufficient. You have to do WaniKani in conjunction with like a Genki or grammar. Also, I don't remember, but I think the testing does have you write. And if that is the case, then WaniKani absolutely does not give you that. So I need to look into taking the highest level, the highest number, which is the lowest, like least proficient level. I want to kind of see like if I'm in that ballpark, but I will feel better after my current. I'm actually, you probably missed this. I'm in a course right now here in Seattle online to take Japanese from the Genki textbook. I talked about it a little bit, but I think once I finish that and then beginner 4, because I'm beginner 3 now, I'll do beginner 4. You pretty much finish the Genki volume 1. And I feel like Genki sort of aligns with maybe one of those, maybe like level 5, which again is like least proficient. So then maybe I take it. I don't know. I would feel more comfortable if I had ongoing speaking and listening like relationships in Seattle, and if in person was still a thing, I think that'd be a likelihood I could do that. But online certainly would work. So anyway, long story short, WaniKani alone does not get you there. However, WaniKani does an amazing thing, which is just it sort of supplements that vocabulary and kanji practice that you're getting less of in the grammar and reading, or rather listening and speaking. So it's you have to kind of like mix all of it together, which is kind of what I'm trying to do here. But I don't know if it's successful. And we're certainly not following a curriculum and doing anything in any, we're kind of haphazard. So this one, say word and then ski. So what is this? Foreign word. Is it just word? It's not just word, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? What does this word mean? I'm going to solicit the audience. Tatsuji. I don't know if I want you to answer, because that's kind of, you're like the ringer, as they say in English. You'd probably know this, but I know it's like say word and then sugi. So it's like sugi or sugi. I guess it's a suki, ski, or rather, it's like not next word, but hey, I am excited that you're listening and learning English from someone who has no training in teaching English, but I will do my best. Also, my dog, Des, hey, what you doing? Oh, she's being bashful. She's over here. Hey, okay, hi. Oh, is it dinner time? Oh. Oh gosh, I can't remember dinner. What is dinner? Uh, hi dog, I love it. Yeah, Maddie's adorable. She knows it too. It's not Hiru Gohan. Bon Gohan, right? Bon Gohan? Bon Gohan. I think she's hungry. She's telling me she wants to get some dinner, which I have to humor her. So I will probably stop it here. Let's see how I did. Not great. I got below 200, so that's not bad. Yeah, Andrew, that kanji pairing is what WaniKani actually does well, though. So you learn each individual kanji, and then they put them together. And so by the time you get to level like 20 and 30, everything you're learning is like, I thought it was Bango. It's not Bangohan. Asa Gohan, Hiro Gohan. That's lunch, and Bangohan is dinner. I thought, or maybe I'm thinking of rice dinner or rice meal. Hold on. Yeah, no, Bangohan. Bangohan would be dinner. Did you have to learn by talking, listening, and writing? My experience is I took Sannen, right, 3 years, Sanka, of Japanese, not 3 years, sorry, 3 semesters. What is semester? Jikan? Is Yukohan also dinner? I mean, if it is, all right. I guess there's like evening meal and then there's like night meal. So it's 9 o'clock here in the Pacific time zone, so maybe it is like a little later. I wish I could go to a izakaya and have a night meal. Yeah, so I had to learn in college. Daigako? Is that Daigako? But yeah, I had to learn by. Actually, I was showing my textbook earlier, but this is it's University of Hawaii, Learn Japanese, Volume 2. So we got through a little bit of this, and it was with a sensei, and we would read, write, and listen, and speak to her. Problem is, I learned how to speak very formal because she was a nice older Obasan. So I've had to sort of take that and sort of learn the less formal versions when I was in Japan. Hi, Sudis. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Oh gosh, what's a long time ago? This is all the things that I've learned in WaniKani and I don't use often enough. Is it Mukashi? Let me see what long ago is. Not long ago in Japan. Zutomae. There's another one I was thinking of, but if that works, that's great. Yeah, like we're talking Niju like 20 years ago, a long time ago. And I'd stopped until I went to Japan in 2018. And then I got to sort of re-immerse myself for a little bit and got back into learning. So since then, I've been doing this WaniKani. I've been doing, I started a class, pretty much just trying to reconstitute what I did learn, to relearn everything, and to get to a point where I feel comfortable speaking proficiently, or at least comfortably enough to go into an izakaya when I go back to Japan and not feel ashamed by my bad Japanese. Okay, so I have to go feed my dog, my inu. But thank you, domo arigato gozaimasu, for your time and your attention. If you have not already subscribed to the YouTube, or if you're on Twitch, please follow. I am trying to get to affiliate. So that is my current goal. I'm on the path to affiliate. I need 50 subscribers. I am really close. And the only reason it matters is because it opens up functionality, and that's what I would like to do. But please follow, and I will be back doing this again later this week. I try to get on here a couple times a week, but it's intermittent. Good night, Andrew. Thank you for joining us. Please give Kim a hug for me. But if you are interested in more of this, please share the word. Good night. Oyasumi nasai. And we'll be back here probably later this week for more fun Japanese learning and English learning. I'm happy to do both. So until then, matane.